empowering our communities by providing progressive talk radio for our audience. We strive to be an intersectional voice for the voiceless. As a Black-owned and operated station, we are committed to highlighting diverse perspectives and creating safe spaces for meaningful dialogue. We believe that everyone has something unique to bring to these political, economic, social, and cultural conversations, and we don't shy away from the hard conversations about current events. We endeavor to be a beacon of hope and understanding, while boldly challenging listeners to think more deeply about difficult topics that impact us all. With this in mind, our mission statement at KBLA Talk 1580 is simple: to create an inclusive platform that promotes civil discourse through honest dialogue and encourages personal growth among our listeners, so they can become the active agents of change. Our vision is to establish ourselves as the premier radio network with relevant programming across the beloved community, connecting people through shared experiences and collective power for lasting impact beyond these challenging times.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
You can't know with 100% certainty when a disaster will strike. In all probability, at least one disaster will occur in your lifespan. That disaster can range from natural to man-made. Often, one disaster will lead to another, and a cascading effect can occur that can lead to a prolonged grid-down situation. We hardly even stress anymore when the power goes out for a day, or the water company issues a boil order. But what if these instances were wider in scope both geographically and impacting an entire population? If services are restored in the first 72 hours, it's just a lesson we can learn from and prepare better for it next time. Most won't though. If it lasts for a week or more and no help is on the horizon, you will see chaos and lawlessness in the streets, stores looted, and crime and violence like you've never seen before. If it lasts for 2 or 3 months, you may never see normal civil society restored in your location. All along the way, you have to continually evaluate your 7 major preps. In this video, we're going to examine each of these preps, explain how they break down after SHTF, and how you can begin to align your prepping to compensate and overcome their loss. You cannot overlook any of these 7 fundamentals if you plan to survive, and you have to know not only how they will impact you, but how the masses around you will react. Download the Start Preparing Survival Guide to help you prepare for any disaster. I'll post a link in the description and comments section below, or visit cityprepping.com/get started for a free guide to help you get started on your journey of preparedness. Shelter. Having a stable shelter when the world around you is plunged into chaos dramatically increases your odds of survival. Just having a tarp over your head in the driving rain may mean the difference between living or dying from exposure to the elements. The stability and security of your shelter, whatever that is, will be a massive factor in whether you survive any disaster and its aftermath. Assuming you have some warning of the coming catastrophe or time to prepare for it, you will need to make sure that your perimeter is as secure as possible. You should have the means to lock yourself into your home or apartment for a minimum of at least 3 days. Some things you may associate with shelter, like food and water, are not part of what I mean by shelter. A shelter is twofold. First, it is a roof over your head and the walls you're huddled behind for safety. It's a structure you are in or you build, or you retreat to that protects you from the elements, people, and chaos outside. Maybe that's your fortress of a house. Perhaps it is a tarp structure you built under a bridge. Maybe it's a rock overhang or a cave you found in the wild. If the damage to people's homes is total, they will retreat to the structure of their vehicles. If their vehicles are of little use to escape or live out of because of their location, they'll find abandoned structures, occupied structures, overhangs, or set off for less populated areas. Structure, in this sense, It's a physical barrier between you and the world. The second type of structure I'm referring to here is a hat on your head, gloves on your hands, sunscreen, insect repellent, even the mosquito net you wear around you. While this type of structure is more of a personal nature, specific solely to you, it is still a structure because it is a barrier between you and the hostile environment around you. Throughout your time in your structure, and especially...
I'm not going to play all of it. You can clearly see most people ain't prepped like that. You hear this man, hey, and you remember that cave you saw that you jogged past last week? You might have to go live in the cave for a little. What? Most people are not ready for what Mother Nature has in store. But let's go even deeper. If we're both in a foxhole, we at war. Listen, this is back to, of course, our guy, Sean. My biggest asset is my teammate. And if you look at it in terms of war, if my teammate who is in the foxhole, i.e. the shelter with me, is a loose cannon unto themselves, unto the relationship that we have, and even unto me, then how is that an asset now? If we're talking about a real natural disaster, right? See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We respond to the external more than we respond to the internal. Listen, if you're going to survive anything with your significant other, y'all got to do self-work. I don't care if it's a natural disaster on the outside. I don't care if it's I don't care if somebody's parent die. Because these are the type of internal psychological disasters that hit us. I don't care if somebody's kids got taken. Family, somebody's an alcoholic, homeless somewhere. We get hit with these psychological natural disasters, which actually reveal who we are in the moment of adversity. And sometimes we think to ourselves, ooh, better them than us, right? I feel bad for them, but I'm glad it wasn't us. I'm just saying we are grossly unprepared for anything that happens externally or internally. Let me get my brother back in here, man. Nazarene X, please wrap your thought because you was cooking. I want you to jump right back into where you were, brother.
Got you, Mark, and it's right to what you were just speaking to. Like that whole example of doing one thing, you're getting used to a still target, right? No other factors in the mix. But what I was speaking to is just how when you have those other additions to the circumstances added in, those more so real life pressures, like spinning around 3 times, having to drop down, take punches, get back up and only use one arm, all in one instance, and your target is moving. Not even to say like the task of then quote unquote hitting your target is that much more harder, but underneath it all is the why. Why would it be that much more harder? On top of that, your blood pressure, that affects your vision. Your heart is racing. You can't even see as straight. You've just introduced a whole different set of circumstances that now you can't perform how you thought you might have been able to. So even in like a real life dealing with internal crises, that's what ends up happening. Just like you said, like a lot of times things going on in the outside world can affect us all at once. And then something that you thought was so-called easy or that wouldn't cause you to blow up out of nowhere because internally you have all these other different stimulants going on. Now you react in a whole different manner. Now you might actually make things 10 times worse. Or now you don't have the composure inside. Like you've never necessarily dealt with facing certain things head on before and gotten used to that. So now you find yourself in a position where it's completely brand new to you. So that's why.
But wait,
like our brother.
Wait, you going way deep here, and you're inspiring me. Let me just say this, bro. Let me just listen. Have you guys seen Nazarene? Have you seen the video of what's my guy? It's two videos out there of Andre Berto talking about what it was like fighting Floyd Mayweather.
Nah, I haven't seen that one.
Oh man. Well, there's two videos.
Yeah, I got cue that.
One
Word.
is Conor McGregor talking about fighting Floyd. And what he kept saying. Now this applies to intimate relationships. This is stuff that we should be cultivating. But what Conor said was, he was just so composed. He was like, I'm not used to people being in the ring under duress and being so composed. Berto said it another way. He was like, he was just relaxed. He was just so relaxed. You got the clip? Play this clip real quick. I'm sorry, Nazarene. I gotta hear it now.
Love. Let's do
Catch him though. I mean, obviously
he's just elusive, bro. He's just very, very elusive. Just like I said, just me being in there with him. I was just so surprised at his age. How just alert he was, very alert. And he thinks defensive first. While all of us, we think offensive first. Okay, we gotta get it. He always thinks defensive first. He's always looking. And then he kind of puts you in a place of, because me being in there with him, I was in great shape, and I just throwing. But he puts you in a place where he's so defensive and elusive, and you steady punching, and you keep swinging, and you see him looking at you like. He kind of, it puts you in a place of, okay, if I keep swinging too much, I'm going to hang myself out there to get hit. Because he's seeing all this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'd say he's just very, very smart at dictating the pace too. Because like I said, when I was in there with him, he manages his time. He looks up at the clock like 4 times during the round. He'll move around, look at the clock, move around, look at the clock, grab you, tie you up, look at the clock. Bop, hit you 2 or 3 times, just enough to win the round and make his way up out of that round. And, sit down on the, and then, between every round, I can see him talk to his dad, he'll look. He's looking to see if you're breathing hard, see if you're getting tired, see if he's I've never been in there with somebody that was so observant. Very observant of everything that's going on. So every time he kept looking, I knew if he kept looking to see if I was tired, so I'd jump up. I'd jump up in my stool and come straight at him. Every time he's just dictating. He'll stall, he'll act like he's gonna punch, to try to stall you. He'll get back on that bicycle, grab you. You'll hear him in your ear. He'll take deep breaths. I'm like, dude.
Listen, you know what that is? That's what all of these psychs, all of these clinicians, that's mindfulness. Observant.
Exactly.
At peace. Relaxed. Not overthinking. Not judging. Just in the flow state. That's a level of freedom. If you can't do that in the storm of you, if your inner storm doesn't have a quiet eye at the center of it, where you can dictate the outer rings of your inner storm, that storm is going to leak into your relationships, and it will be exacerbated when the real storm, not the real storm, but the external storm comes to knock on your door. Nazarene X, your thoughts?
I'm right there with you, just in full-fledged alignment with nature itself. That's what we are as beings. We are extensions of nature itself. So just like with the proverbial cyclone or hurricane, there is the eye. When you internally space out or go within and such, you welcome in so-called dealing with life's ebbs and flows, different attacks, different maneuvers, this, that, and that. But it's like when you have anchor yourself within that place of peace. Like, again, I'm a being of peace, love, and a sound mind. That's internal clarity is one of your perfect allies there. Sometimes you got to go to that dark inner demon to go reclaim it, because it is yours. It's, again, like when you have internal authority, then you have more of a natural place to flow with your partner wherever there might be a moment of disconnect or a moment of turmoil.
I like
all
that.
of those things work together.
I like that.
And then just one real quick.
Yeah, because you going on and on now. I'm trying to get in here to.
Oh, yeah, my bad. yeah. Do you think I wanted to throw it up for our brother
This my
Haru.
nephew, man. This my nephew. He talk
always.
We not at the cigar
Okay.
lounge, Nazarene. Okay.
You right.
Hey, brother,
Look,
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Nazarene,
cool.
ex-Atlanta, Georgia, man.
Love.
Woo, Lord. That's good stuff, though. That's good stuff. Before I go forward, I got to say this. That Floyd piece you played from Andre Berto, it's Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee said, when he contracts, I expand. And when there's an opportunity, I don't hit, it hit all by itself. Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon. I don't hit, it hits all by itself. That described the Bruce Lee quote from Enter the Dragon 1973. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. We cutting up to end the week.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Something new is happening in California's public schools.
They're called community schools. One of the foundations of community schools is shared decision making,
where parents and families, students and educators make decisions as one.
Community schools lift the voices of folks that have traditionally been underserved.
Many of our classes are designed around our own students' cultures, their background, their personal experiences.
We bring culturally relevant curriculum to the classroom based on what their specific needs are.
Improving student achievement and innovative classes like cybersecurity and gardening.
And we assist families with their needs.
Some schools have parent education programs, cooking and nutrition classes.
Everything from medical or dental services to immigration law services.
This is a one-stop shop that serves the needs of not just the students, but their families as well.
They're California's community schools, reimagining public education. Paid for by the California Teachers Association.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingarone, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Gain presents a tale of longing and long-lasting scent. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Add Gain scent beads for an even longer lasting scent.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
As I walk in the shadow of death, 16 men on a dead man's chest. Your host this evening, Mr. H.O.T. And I guess you get splashed with the tech. Nobody go till the guard say so. You got a second to mow, to run for the dough. Before I blow back off the map contact, you take no stack, cook you down like that. Line from test rocket launcher, yes. Mr. Meth, hold the fort, no step. Cats dead wrong, songs too long. Get swung on, can't we all get along? See my pinky, see my thumb, see that kid with the... Bust your gums, leave your whole numb. Now what's this? Smell like fish. Mr. Big Mouth, the gap be trapped. You need to dish out your style, no doubt. Challenge struck through the challenge slump.
Yeah! You already know my playlist is my co-host. That's Method Man. You already know. Judgment Day. A lot of people scared of Judgment Day. Are you prepared? Tonight's topic, the relationship bug-out bag. Do I even want to survive a natural disaster if you haven't dealt with the natural disaster in you? Brothers, man, so many brothers out there. I really am a Pied Piper for brothers because I believe God made brothers great. I believe we are the descendants of the first human beings on planet Earth. I believe that we have a magic to us, but I believe that the trials and tribulations and catastrophes and tragedies and wounds and poison that has happened to us in this society, I do believe it has affected our ability to tap into that. Listen, just because you're a man doesn't just give you authority over your woman. Now, you might quote a book. You might say the Bible said, and then the Quran said, and then, let me tell you, if you're broken and wounded, you're going to hurt that girl. You know how many people I hurt? Listen, I'm not here to be perfect. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all that got used to perfect liars. Imbalanced people like presenting a false image of, you know how many people are disappointed and sad and angry and mad at me? I'm trying to tell you, man, that's part of manhood. Cleansing your spirit, detoxing your spirit, healing your wounds. Do you understand? One of the key factors in surviving a natural disaster is effective communication. But what if you're avoidant anxious? Your attachment style is avoidant anxious and your communication style is avoidant. You're not going to talk, man? The ground just opened up. What? What about decision making? You think just because you're a man, you have better or faster or more effective decision-making skills than your woman just by right of your gender? Come on, brothers. Come on. What about adaptability? You know how inflexible you are in your relationship? I know I'm inflexible. I've been called stubborn all the time. I'd be like, what? I'm not doing that. And one of the major things I hate hearing from my woman is, didn't I tell you that 4 months ago? Yes. Yes, you did bring this to my attention. I got a natural disaster in my spirit that needs to be dealt with. And I've been dealing with it on an ongoing basis. But I'm trying to tell you, man, it's sad when a real natural disaster is the perfect escape from the self-work that needs to be done. 1-800-920-1580. We got callers on the line. Let me just make this real quick. I gotta get D from Detroit, Michigan on, and then you already know the man who created the topic, Heru Ali, is next. D from Detroit, get in here and talk to me.
Yes, I just want to tell a little story about Esau and Jacob, okay? Esau was entitled to an inheritance from his father. Jacob, on the other hand, they both were twins. He was the second born, so he wasn't entitled. But his mother, as a woman, used the power of persuasion, perpetual persuasion, because she, on these two deathbeds, on Esau's deathbed where he was sick, his brother gave him porridge that healed him. Then his father was senile, so that was both being coherent and blind at the same time. So he couldn't tell his sons apart. When the mother persuaded Jacob to pretend he was Esau and to have his dad promise him the inheritance. So in the Bible, it talks about health all through Proverbs 18. The persuasion of health and the talking of health. So even though if a person was to tell you today, if you give me all your money, you will live tomorrow because you're going to have to die tomorrow. You're going to give up all your money, all your inheritance to live because you're afraid and you're sick and you're maybe, anything can happen. But a woman persuaded her child, and you never know. She could have been that first wife, that second wife, that third wife, or that fourth wife. And Esau knew how to go out in the wild and hunt with his father. And Jacob was more of a domesticated guy. So he knew the routine of a household. So the mother could have been looking at it like, what is she going to inherit? Besides her sons getting married off and living their life. So the woman persuaded with the mindset that she had and the tools that she had for these young men to end up having, Jacob, was promised, children of many stars and of like the sand on the beach. So he got the inheritance from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And just from the persuasion of a woman.
Wait, hold on, D. D, I want you to hold on tight. I want you to hold on tight as we move forward. And as we move forward, I'm going to come back to you after we have made a full circle. I want you to finish your sermon on Jacob and Esau. And we talked about their mother Rivka, but you know her as Rebecca. Yeah, when I come forward, Dee's got a lot to talk about, and we gonna get to it.
You just don't care, you're wrong in the shit. There's a party over here. King 2000, keep bouncing. T-minus 30 seconds to counting. New York finding, still wildin', shallin'. At the full moon howling, get till it's gone. Killer be killed, only time will reveal like the words in the song. So what I feel for my crew, but still got to pay my...
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. A mural is being created in Springfield, Massachusetts to honor Oscar-winning costume designer Ruth Carter. She was the first Black woman to win 2 Academy Awards for her work on the Black Panther movies. Carter virtually joined a press conference at City Hall this week where it was announced that the mural will be going up at the Rebecca Johnson School. Several companies are vowing to end surprise junk fees following pressure from the Biden administration. President Biden announced recently Ticketmaster parent company Live Nation and SeatGeek agreed to commit to show all fees up front for ticket purchases starting in September. The move is the latest in the administration's push to nix junk fees, which are costs tacked on at the end of purchases, often for concert tickets, travel, and rentals. The president said he believes the fees are, quote, just wrong. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
second half of the year looking busier than the first? Hire with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Boldly go where no man has gone before.
Boldly taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
Ready for an unforgettable experience this Juneteenth weekend? I'm Queen Mother Nina Womack, inviting everyone to my multimedia arts exhibit called Wayusi, The Legacy of Slavery and Freedom. Experience African culture, Black art, live performances, keynote speakers like Dr. Melina Abdullah of Black Lives Matter LA and more. See The Door of No Return, an 18th century slave dungeon relic from Ghana. Produced by Transmedia 360, sponsored by the Department of Mental Health, Cal Mesa, and Take Action for Mental Health LA, running June 16th through the 18th at ArtShare LA, 801 East 4th Place, 90013 off of 4th Street, 1 block east of Alameda in the Downtown Arts District. Get your tickets at legacyofslavery.com or call 877-594-1292.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
1455 Frazee Road, Suite 1050, San Diego, California, 92108. CordellCordell.com.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
You know what time it is. Radio. You know what this is. Danger! Danger! Get on the floor. The feeling right here. Sing it.
Been so long.
Sing it.
He's been on. So
Get on the floor.
show me
The feeling right here.
what you wanna see.
Don't tell the DJ to put my hit on. I'm keeping the fellas and women and jumping from the minute I get on. Taking the shirt off, showing it, tattoo, screaming and hollering and all. Got the gift to come up with it, put it together, deliver, make them feel it. Look, a bit home. Shy. Like they pull me out the pencil sharp. Bad. Like a student in the principal office. But rappers are coughing, they dive like dolphins. I'm the damn lyrical marvel, you don't come cross officers. Watch yourself. You mess around and get beside yourself. I know. Go ahead, though.
Go ahead, dude.
Shake that, drop that, stay in line, though. Forget it, can't, can. Got a head down, popping on the handstand. They leave that nigga smoking. You wanna do something, bend over and bust it over.
Been so long.
Sing.
He's been on.
Bivalist. So FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, has a very specific list of items it wants all Americans to have in their homes at all times to be prepared for any number of man-made or natural disasters. And this is a general emergency kit to prepare you and your family for anything from tornadoes to hurricanes to pandemics. So today we're going to run through each of these individual items that you should have in your FEMA emergency supply kit. I'm going to give you my thoughts on those items, and then at the end of the video I'm going to include a few additional items that I personally think you should also have in your emergency kit. So the first thing that they recommend is having 1 gallon of water per person per day for 3 days. So if you have a family of 5, they want you to have at least 15 gallons of water stored away. And this water is going to be used not just for drinking, but also for sanitation and cooking. You know, maybe brushing your teeth, maybe cleaning yourself, washing your dishes, maybe cooking some pasta. And this is a pretty easy item to check off your list. I got these for about $1 a piece from my grocery store, and I have a bunch of these literally just sitting in a closet somewhere just in case I ever need them. And this is really only gonna be relevant for emergencies where you lose access to clean drinking water. So for example, let's say you're on public water and you have a bad earthquake and one of those water pipes on your street bursts. Now you don't have access to clean drinking water anymore. If you had a really bad hurricane or flood, your drinking water could also become contaminated. If you're on a well and you have a pump for your well and you just simply lose power, guess what? That pump's not going to be pumping clean water to your home anymore. So in all these situations, having a reserve of clean drinking water is pretty important. The next
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is on fire. I know you want to hear all the tips, but I just can't do it. We got people on the line. They want to talk. They want to get into this topic. We're talking about 2 types of natural disasters. And I framed it up in hour 1. A lot of men, brothers that I've talked to, have like kicked this sentiment that they can't wait till the dollar crash or until the world burns, because maybe then our women will have more respect for us, or they will value our masculinity in somehow. And I'm saying they don't value you because you don't value you. Brother, am I wrong for saying that? Because in my experience, when brothers embrace every aspect of themselves, light and dark, heal and wounded, they attract quality people into their lives. They don't have a longing or a yearning to be acknowledged, to be approved of, because it's all coming from the inside. Let me give you another sports example, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant didn't give 2 shakes of a fat rat's ass about what anybody had to say about him. He didn't care. He was so self-motivated and tapped in and dialed in that it really didn't matter what anybody had to say. And then he backed it up with hard work. He backed it up with adding the skills necessary to be an all-time great. You got men out there who are not backing up their internal self with skills. Let me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Internal skills, the skills needed to conquer oneself. If you're putting that into you, you're not asking for your woman to put it into you. I'm going to buy her a car. She's going to love me more. I'm going to bring the gun with us so she'll know she's safe. Do you get what I'm saying? You got men now saying it's all got to fall so she can see who I really am again. Andy seems to have something to say before I go.
It just, the thought just popped up in my head that I think one of the reasons as men why, we struggle to love ourselves is because, we've been taught that, when we experience pain to push through.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Like, we never take the time to heal. And if we do want to take the time to heal, if we want to go to therapy, it's seen as something negative, like you're crazy, like something's wrong with you.
Right. You soft.
So it's like we're already at a deficit from that standpoint of the way we was raised.
Right.
We're supposed to take everything to the chin and just push through.
Right.
While we are hurting inside.
Yeah. That's Andy. I don't think you know how profound that is. She can't heal you. Only you can heal you. She can reflect the healing work you've done on self. This is why I'm saying you're a natural disaster. Who wants to survive an external one with you when you got an internal one plaguing you? Why do some brothers seem like they're waiting for the next natural disaster to hit in order to feel more like a man? The statement suggests, the question suggests, that some men may feel a need to experience a natural disaster in order to feel a sense of masculinity or manhood. This behavior may be driven by a variety of underlying reasons, including societal expectations. Men are often socialized to be strong, independent, and capable of handling difficult situations. This can create pressure to prove one's masculinity by demonstrating the ability to survive and thrive in challenging situations. I'm a man now, but you still got wounds and she's scared of you. Your woman got PTSD because you refuse to look at yourself. You refuse to fight you, but you'll fight her. 1-800-920-15. I'm just saying, there's a natural disaster in your spirit, brother. I know y'all not ready for this tonight. Men want the world to end so they can look better to women because it's a sense of purpose. That's my purpose, to save them. Some men may feel a sense of purpose or meaning in being able to help others, which is a good thing during a natural disaster. This can provide a sense of fulfillment and purpose that may be lacking in other areas of their lives. This is a good thing, but it ain't gonna last forever. You can't have a natural disaster every other week. Unless you're gonna become a storm chaser. Maybe some men do it or want this to happen because it's an adrenaline rush. Maybe some men desire control. Right? But you need to understand the greatest category hurricane or tornado or earthquake on the Richter scale is in your spirit. And if your relationship is constantly in mindfulness mode, in the presence of now, in the presence of non-judgmental communication, in the presence of empathy, in the presence of compassion, do you know that relationship will probably be able to weather any external storm? When I come forward, I'm going back to in Detroit, Michigan, and then, oh Lord, Heru Ali.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Tina
Turner's hometown to build a statue in her honor. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. On May 24, news spread of the death of the queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner, who died at 83 years old. Turner's representatives say she died of natural causes after long illness. The mayor of Tina's hometown has since revealed plans to build a statue in honor of Turner. Bill Rawls Jr., mayor of Brownsville, reveals his hope to have the sculpture placed in Heritage Park near the high school Tina attended as a teenager. She was born in the same town in 1939. Rest in peace to the queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner. I'm Maisha Cairo for KBLA Talk 1580, and that's your K-Black Minute News.
You're listening to K-Drip, where we play all the best classic water-wasting hits like watering your lawn during the hottest time of the day and leaky faucets. They're tunes from another time because now that we face a hotter, drier future, every drop counts. Despite an extremely wet winter, keep using less water, fixing leaks, and reusing indoor water for your garden. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more ways to conserve. Up next, brushing your teeth with the water on. K-Drip.
Did you know that all City of LA renters have rights? Check out these 3 facts. Residential tenants can't be evicted without reason or just cause. Eviction protection still exists for unpaid COVID-19 rental debt due before March 31st, 2023. And you have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice. 5 days. Many Angelinos may be at risk of losing their home, and that's why we want you to know your rights. Learn more at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands for Unity and Healing. African Focus Incorporated is a nonprofit organization based in California that focuses on the growth and well-being of Africans all around the world. Their mission is to promote the well-being of people of African descent through knowledge and appreciation of one another by building a bridge of love and understanding. African Focus Incorporated strives for cultural, educational, and economic growth. They're the organization behind the African Family Induction Ceremony, African Goodwill Awards, African Focus Trailblazer Tours, African Dance Competition, and Showcase Los Angeles, Family Day, Good News Windows Microfinance Project, and more. To volunteer, travel with African Focus, or to attend one of their community building events, please call 310-676-7730. That's 310-676-7300. Or visit AfricanFocus.org. This is a diaspora-wide community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, sending this one out to my man Killer B. No doubt, indeed. You know what I'm saying? There's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. You could run, but you can't hide forever from these streets that we done took. You walking with your head down, scared to look. You shook, cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. They never around when the beef cooks in my part of town. It's similar to Vietnam. Now we all grown up and old and beyond the cops' control. They better have the riot gear ready, trying to back me and get rock steady. By the one double, I touch you and leave you with not much to go home with. My skin is thick, cause I'll be up in the mix of action. If I'm not at home, puffin' live, relaxing. New York got it depressed, so I wear a slug proof underneath my guest. God bless my soul before I put my foot down and begin to stroll into the drama I built. And all unfinished beef, you will soon be. Put us together, it's like mixing vodka and milk. I'm going out blasting, taking my enemies with me. And if not, they scar so they will never forget me. Lord forgive me, the Hennessy got me not knowing how to act. I'm falling and I can't turn back. Or maybe it's the words from my man Killer Black that I can't say, so it's left an untold fact. Until my death, my goals to stay alive. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive.
Yo, we live in this till the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only
Come
the
on.
strong survive. We live in this till
Mob
the
D.
day we die. Survival of the fit, only
My playlist has been absolutely bonkers tonight. The voice of reason is on fire. We got Dee from Detroit. We want to bring her back in so she can make her final thought here. D took us to the Bible. D took us to Jesus. She took us everywhere. She took us to Esau and Jacob. And D, I want to get your final thought on tonight's topic.
My final thought is that Big Pharma does the same thing. They make sure that they got the healing properties, the knowledge, and everything. And if you don't have the money, you're going to die.
Oh.
If you don't go by their rules, then you're going to go without, and most of it is ran by women.
What?
Because we are the ones that have the lower paying jobs. And we don't even have 90 years of pension in right now because we just got our rights in the 60s. So when we was working under the table, we had all this knowledge that was
Make it quick, honey. We
suppressed,
getting close to the end. Yes.
that
I'm
was
listening.
suppressed. So, we, in a natural disaster, we the ones with the emergency care. We the ones with the AED, the automatic electrical defibrillator, that's going to get you right and sexually.
Oh, okay. Well, D, let me just say, I appreciate you for calling and sharing your perspective and insight. You brought Detroit, Michigan in the building. Let me bring my brother Heru Ali in, the inspiration.
The champ is here. This is my shit right here.
The inspiration for tonight's topic.
Hey.
Let's go,
Listen,
brother.
give it up for D. She brought it in. Listen, what we not going to do is act like, and listen, first of all, I'm sorry, honest to you, to Andy, to Travis Smiley, Arabia, the chat room, all that. Mad love. Listen, we got a few minutes, so I got to cut more than half of what I was going to discuss.
Make it quick. Let's go.
I appreciate you being the DA, and I am the defense attorney.
Yes,
you
sir.
being the devil's advocate. I appreciate your angle on how you approach this. Listen, y'all don't know the mastery of how Zoe approached this topic. He was not in the affirmative, and he went to the base, and he went deep. And I just listen. I saw you, King. I saw you. So let me say this. Listen. I absolutely saw that, and it was masterful. What we're not going to do is act like, because every time you said last night, you call it turning to preppers. Yep, because you've been doing the same thing. Guess what? I said in the chat, I wish that my eyes and my hands could forget what they've been experienced of. Because all this spiritual stuff is absolutely needed. But guess what? When you're stuck in a house that's on fire, all that stuff goes out the door. Pause. I almost cussed. All that stuff goes out the door. All of it goes out the door. Listen, it's like, it ain't. It's not because you're. It's not about catering to an egoic, testosterone toxic monkey who says, "Oh, I can't wait till the natural disaster." No, because a true warrior who has experience has been trained by this evil government to do search and rescue, all that type of stuff. We don't want no houses on fire. We don't want no houses on fire.
Listen,
50% of
when
the
your
fire
house
department that
is
have-
on fire, spirituality does not matter. Somebody make a T-shirt and a
Not
meme
at
out of
all.
that. Keep going.
Listen, because obviously you, and I know you haven't, and most of the listeners haven't, have never felt the heat of a fire on your body.
I felt
that will make you so much so jump from the 110th floor of the World Trade Center building.
Yeah.
Now that's some heat, and I gotta leave it there because we ain't got no more time. But I honors King, love. We could have went deep, but yes, I appreciate your angle. I saw you.
Yeah.
Peace and love to the family.
I
Nation.
saw you.
Stay safe and stay dangerous. I saw you. And honors to you.
Heru Ali, ladies and gentlemen, the inspiration for tonight's topic. He called in and he threatened me. Y'all heard him, right? He said, I saw you, Zoe. I saw what you did. It was masterful. No, I'm just kidding. No, hey, I love tonight's show because, again, my whole point of doing it is saying, you got to be prepared both inwardly and outwardly, right? There's a lot of people in relationship today, right now, suffering with a partner they don't love, with a partner that doesn't love them, in a toxic situation. That is a relationship natural disaster. And the point that I made earlier about COVID, we saw the relationship struggles that happened when people were sequestered in their homes during those lockdowns. We saw that, right? That proved my point. Unhealed trauma can have a significant impact on the ability of preppers to survive and maintain intimate relationships during natural disasters. Here are some ways in which unhealed trauma can affect preppers. Spirituality don't matter. Boy, don't come in here with that disrespect. What we not gonna do. I'm sorry. Difficulty managing stress. Childhood trauma can make it difficult for preppers to manage stress during a disaster. They may experience intense anxiety, fear, or panic, which can impair their ability to make sound decisions and take appropriate actions. Trust issues. Childhood trauma can lead to trust issues, make it difficult for preppers to rely on their partner during a disaster. Difficulty communicating. Childhood trauma can make it difficult for preppers to communicate effectively with their partner during a disaster. Avoidance behaviors. Do I need to keep going? I got facts here. Avoidance behavior. Childhood trauma can lead to avoidance behavior such as withdrawing from social situations or avoiding difficult emotions. You need them to be dialed in. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I started the conversation. You finished the conversation. Don't make me do a part two. Listen, when we come forward, my brother Danny Morrison, go keep the fire lit. I did my thing all week long. I will see you Monday with another set of hot lava topics. Deuces.